What's going on, and welcome back to another less than 5-minute gear review. And in this video we're going to be going over the Blue Force Gear 10-speed ultralight dump pouch and how this guy is set up, so that way you can determine whether or not you want to go with this super lightweight and small kind of minimalistic dump pouch or some other product that is out there. So with that, when it comes down to it, this guy is going to cost you roughly around 55 bucks. There is a couple of color and camo pattern options that you can pick and choose from. As far as construction goes, it is very well put together. I will give it that. And it does have a very nice and small compact profile. So with that, the construction, you have elastic here on the exterior, and then on the interior or the MOLLE side of the pouch, you have that proprietary Blue Force Gear PVC fabric material. And then you have your MOLLE loops. And then from there, you have a small little nylon pull tab, which is going to pull the entire dump pouch out of the container that it holds everything in on. You have a little drawstring system here up at the top to be able to cinch everything down here at the top of the dump pouch. You've got a little bit of material here to try and reinforce and give the opening some structure. And then you have your large, or I shouldn't say large, but pretty small and very simple ripstop material or ripstop nylon that you have for your actual dump pouch. And then just as a little thing as well, on the back side of the dump pouch you do have a little bit of that PVC material, which is going to close up the dump pouch and keep everything retained inside of the little container here. And then you have a piece of nylon and the pull tab for your actual dump pouch. So that's what it looks like when it's all kind of said and done. And just going over the construction of the product, I will say this about it: as much as I think this is a very well put together product, I have seen a lot of guys struggle with this on the range, trying to put magazines inside of it and or other pieces of equipment, just because there's no real structure here up at the top of the dump pouch. And then in addition to that, I've seen guys yard sale some equipment, magazines and water bottles and all that stuff, because there's no kind of structure up here up at the top. And even with this drawstring, like, stuff will still potentially come out of it depending on how tight you get this drawstring. So just something to think about when it comes down to it, and kind of just giving it an honest assessment compared to like an HSGI or the T-Rex arms or some of the other products that are out there when it comes to dump pouches. So with that, the reason why we purchased these actually is for more of an administrative system. So we're going to be utilizing these on vehicle seat back panels as just a small little pouch that can be expanded and opened up to be able to throw whatever equipment that you may need inside of there, rather than committing to a specific pouch. We preferred having something that you could just dump whatever into it and be able to utilize it in that capacity. So whether you're utilizing this on a gun belt and or some other piece of equipment, to include like plate carriers, seat back panels, and so on and so forth, this does actually have a lot of applications. I do think this is actually a pretty decent concept and idea for SSE, and kind of just grabbing stuff off of whatever area that you're in and throwing stuff in there real quick, and then being able to stow it up when you don't need it. So it is a pretty unique system when it comes down to it. Definitely wouldn't recommend it for magazine stuff, just because you can yard sale stuff pretty easily, but as far as other things go, I do think this is actually a pretty decent pouch overall, and has more than one application and more than one thing that you can utilize it for. So with that, I'm going to close this up so that way you guys can see kind of what it looks like when it's all closed up and how to do it. So for us, we just kind of tri-fold everything, and then from here we'll identify where that pull tab is, and then we'll just stuff everything in from the top to the bottom. And then that way the bottom PVC fabric material closes everything up, and then we just pull that little pull tab out just far enough to be able to pull it, but that way it doesn't get caught on anything when it comes to moving around on an objective and creating a snag hazard. So with that, if you have any questions on it, we definitely highly recommend it. Although there are some little nuances with it, it is a really cool and simple pouch when it comes down to it. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. We'll help you out in answering those questions in any way that we can. Like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.